But you know what? He was doing that for a reason. He suffered for me, and he suffered for you. Okay? And then after they beat Jesus, they took a crown. They said, "You say you're a king? We're going to give you a crown." Do you know what kind of crown they give him? Crown of thorns. That's right. They give him a... Oh my. Oh my. Have you ever stuck a thorn in your finger? Hurts, doesn't it?
I did.
All right. How would you feel if somebody stuck a crown of thorns in your head and crushed it, smushed it in? Oh, that's bad. And then they took Jesus, and because remember they said they were going to crucify him, so they drug him out. Oh my goodness. To a place called Golgotha. Let's say that name. Golgotha. It means a place of the skull. All right, and then after they got him there, you know what they started doing? They started, well, they whipped him already. They beat him more. They spit on him. Anything that you can think of that was bad, they did it to Jesus. And then they got that cross because they were going to take it up on that big high hill, and they were going to hang Jesus on that cross. And now Jesus, all right, number one, he's been beat, hasn't he? He's been kicked. He's been spit upon. So you know he's not going to feel very good, is he? No, he's not. So they make him, they were going to make him carry his own cross. So I thought somebody else could carry it for him. Look at him. Oh my. Oh my. You know he's hurting. You know he's weak. Don't you think he needs help? You know he needs help? But you know, nobody wanted to help him because they said, "Oh, did we help him?" Oh, there's a stranger. The Bible said that there was a man that the soldier pulled out of the crowd and said, "Come on, you carry his cross for him. You help him." So he helped. Peter denied Jesus. Okay. All his disciples were gone. They were afraid because they were thinking, if I tell them that I'm Jesus' friend, that they're going to take me and put me on that cross too. So you know what? Nobody was his friend. Oh, there were some ladies. His mother, Mary Magdalene, so on. There was a group of people that loved him, but they were afraid. So all they could do, what do we do when somebody cries or dies? Or is hurt? We cry, that's right. And they knew that it was going to be a terrible thing to be put on that cross. He can hardly pull himself along. So how is he going to get up on that cross? But you know what? He did that for me. And he did that for you. Okay? He did it. So he could shed his blood for me and for you. For each and every one of us. It doesn't matter what color. Doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter how old you are or how tall you are or how short you are. Jesus loves each and every one of us. Up, look at there. They must have almost made it to the top of that hill. That was the way that they used to take care of prisoners. And you know, that's a terrible way to die because your hands are out like this. They nailed his hands. What are they doing? They nailed his hands. And his feet, they even nailed his feet to the cross. But you know what? The Bible said that the whole time they were doing this, he didn't say anything. Do Do you know what? If that was me, I probably would have been hollering, help me! Somebody help me! Help me! Oh wow! Oh my! Oh my! Did they have to do that? Did that have to happen that way? Oh my! You know, he did that for me, and he did that for you. Even though he could have called down angels from heaven, even though he said, angels, come down and set me free. Angels, come down and take me off this cross. Kill all these soldiers. He could have done that. But Jesus didn't want to do that. Because he wanted to shed his blood for us. And do you know what? Even while he was on the cross, the Bible said there was two other men on the cross beside him. And one of them, they were both robbers and killers, murderers. And one of them said, oh, if you're Jesus, if you're God, come down off that cross. But the other one said, leave him alone. He hasn't done anything wrong. We are murderers. We are thieves. And we've killed people. But he hasn't done anything wrong. And so he turned to Jesus and he said, today, he said, Father, forgive me for what I'm going to remember me when you come into your kingdom. And do you know what? Even though Jesus was on that cross dying, he said, today, we're going to be with me in paradise. He forgave that sinner. He forgave that thief and that murderer that day. Okay. Listen. Listen. What is that I hear? Oh, there's people moaning. Oh no. They sound like a lot broken. Right? Oh, why did this have to happen? Oh, Jesus. Why did this have to happen? You didn't do anything wrong. You shouldn't have to do that for me. Jesus. I'm sorry. Jesus, I wish I could take it. I wish I could help you. But at the end of the day, then all of a sudden Jesus had had enough. And do you know what he did when he had enough? Okay.
It's finished.
Okay. He said it is finished. It's done. So that meant that his job, his reason for being here, him dying on the cross, was over. Alright, do you think that was the end of Jesus? He was being beaten? Hanging on the cross? No. But then they took him down from the cross. And hey, you know what? Jesus didn't even have a place to be buried. He didn't even have a gravesite. So there was a man named Joseph, and he come to Pilate, and he said, Pilate, he said, can I have Jesus' body? I've got a special place that I can take and put him in, can bury him. So back then, they didn't dig a hole in the ground. They had stone and rock and stuff, so they had to like dig holes out of the side of a mountain or out of the side of a hill. So they took Jesus. I don't know where they are. Okay. And they took Jesus and they put him. So Jesus didn't have his own grave. He had a borrowed tomb. He had a borrowed grave. Okay? But you know what the Bible said? The Bible told about this before it happened. It said they're going to kill him. He's going to die. But in 3 days. Let me see your fingers. 3 days. 3 days. Let me see your fingers. Good. 3 days. He's going to rise up again. And you know what? The people that hated him knew that. And so they said, we're going to make sure that he doesn't come out of that grave. And you know what? The devil was back there on the backside, and he's doing the same thing. He said, I don't want him to come out of that grave.